We can welcome out to the stage our local hero, Danny Green. Danny, you ready? You're at the back there, mate. Danny, welcome out here. Been a long time coming. The belt's in front of you there. How would you like to lead us into this press conference, mate? You fired up?
First and foremost, just want to thank everyone for coming today, and to Antonio and his crew for making the long trip out here. Antonio is a four-time world champion and a future Hall of Famer when he's finished in the sport. So we're very pleased once again to bring a superstar of boxing and a superstar of sport from the United States here to Australia, here to Sydney, to the Entertainment Centre to come try and fight for my world title. But just letting Antonio know that's mine. It's not going home. Not going anywhere but here, mate.
And if we obviously look behind us here, 3 times world champion Danny Green, Antonio Tarver, 4 times world champion. You've both knocked out Roy Jones Jr. I think we're all just ready and looking forward to the fight from here on in. You're going to be in the country for a couple of days doing some promotional tours, Antonio. Do you want to tell us about what you've been doing in your preparation in the lead up so far?
Well, I've been very busy, with this fight because I know what's at stake. I'm a champion and I hate to lose, no matter where it's at, even, in marbles. I'm a competitor, so, and it's about winning with me. And I got my trainer here, Jamil Thompson, and we've been working around the clock, and we're preparing for a very grueling fight. I know it's going to be tough because I have a lot of respect for Danny Green because I know he's a proud champion, and but somebody has to lose, and I'm going to make sure that I give myself the very best chance to win and take the title back to the States.
Great. I'm sure everyone here in the media is quite excited and looking forward to this fight. A massive fight, Judgment Day on July 20. Are there any questions for Antonio Tarver that anyone would like to throw at him while we've got him in front of us?
Antonio, obviously you've done pretty much all your pro fighting at home. Was there a stage where you thought you would never fight overseas as a pro?
Well, they treated me pretty well at home, but it comes a time where when you're a world champion, you have to go abroad. And back in the day, before my time, that's what champions did. They fought everywhere, no matter what, And so right now, I think it's sexy to go abroad and fight in your opponent's hometown. And if you're a champion, you can win anywhere, and I'm gonna prove that on July 20th.
I just want to let you know, man, I'm bringing Cece back.
Danny, we buried a champion and a hero of the boxing ring yesterday, Lionel Rose. To your right is another legend of the sport. Are you going to bury him on July 20th?
Just want to firstly dedicate this next fight, hopefully the next defence of my world title, to the late great Lionel Rose. Yesterday was a fitting tribute, a fitting send-off to an incredibly gifted man and a very humble and much loved Australian. So this next fight, Antonio, not only have you got myself defending this for my family, my friends, myself and my country, but also the late great Lionel Rose. So you're in for one hell of a night, mate.
He's quite the politician. See, how can I compete with that?
Antonio, what do you know about Danny? You see much of him on tape?
Oh yeah, I've been following Danny's career for a long time. Ever since he was a super middleweight, one of the best super middleweights. I give Danny a lot of credit for accepting this fight. It's been a fight in the making now for about 3 years. We were at the drawing board. In fact, he had his name on a contract. It didn't go through. But I don't think things happen by mistake. I think that we're here now for a purpose, and it couldn't have happened at a better time. He had a great win against Roy Jones Jr. There'll never be another first, imitated but never duplicated. I'm the original legend killer, and I'm gonna show Danny Green what sets myself and Roy Jones apart.
What are you going to say to that, people?
Look, I'm well aware of the magnitude of the fight that I'm getting myself into, and I'm comfortable. I put myself in this position. That's why we're here. It's what I do. It's another opportunity for me to solidify my legacy in the sport of boxing, world boxing, not just here in Australia. I did that firstly with Roy Jones Jr. as a 5-to-1 underdog, and now with Antonio Tarver, the first man to knock out Roy Jones Jr. And former undisputed light heavyweight champion, the Ring Magazine's Bible of Boxing light heavyweight of the decade. So look, I'm in for a hell of a night. If I'm not the best I can be on the 20th of July, I will not be victorious. And Angelo and I have obviously studied Antonio in depth so far, and we plan to do a lot more homework on you, mate. And we plan on doing a number on you on the 20th of July. And I know that if I'm not the best, like I said, I'm not going to win. And Antonio's predicted a knockout. I said today earlier, he predicted he's going to introduce me to my first knockout. And it's kind of like sitting at home waiting for a blind date, but that's not really special. It's not that nice a feeling on the hammer. So we'll see what happens on July 20.
Antonio, who deserves to be rated favourite at this time?
I mean, he has the title. I'm coming to his backyard, so he deserves to be the favorite. I love being the underdog anyway. I'm an underdog at heart. The real true Rocky story when you look at my career. So they never gave me a chance to be 4-time world champion. They never gave me a chance to knock out Roy Jones Jr. And I don't think anybody's given me a chance to come in here and take that IBO Cruiserweight Championship back to the States. But that's when I'm at my best, when I'm underestimated.
Antonio fought it heavy last time in court. Are you concerned that the size might be a problem for you?
Yeah, a little bit concerned. Ran into Antonio this morning at the hotel, and at Star City there, and his size is obviously pretty imposing. Physically he's imposing, but his credentials, his experience, and his skill are even more imposing. So combine that with the power that he's going to possess because of the extra size he's going to have over me. It's a pretty daunting task I'm up against, and I'm well aware of that. And Angelo and I know what we have to do, and we're setting up the game plan. We've got 2 game plans in place if the first one doesn't come off, and me, my third one's always just let them go from the boots if they all fail. So, we're well aware that this is probably it is the biggest opponent I've faced, and it's the most experienced guy I've faced, and it's probably the most difficult guy because he's a southpaw. He's tall, he's rangy, and he's got. I shook hands with him this morning when we were introduced to each other. I always size him up and have a good feel of what's up I'm in against, and he's a strong man. He's got it's going to be a hell of a fight, and if he whacks me clean, I'm going to go. But I intend making it the other way around. That's my plan. And you're not going to hear a lot of trash talk because I've got immense respect for him, and he's got respect for me. But when the bell goes 20th of July, my job is to knock him out.
Obviously, those guys are preparing to go 12 rounds. Do either of you expect to win inside the distance?
I'm not preparing to go 12 rounds. I'm looking to get him out of there, man. It's like, I'm 42 years old. I can't be wrestling with this guy for 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So I'm looking to work that body early. I'm looking to test his chin early, and I'm hoping that he falls before 12 rounds. That's too hard to work, 12-round fight with Danny Green. That's too tough.
Chin's good, mate. Body's good too, so we'll see what happens. You got a hell of a head on you too, mate. I thought the first thing I noticed when I saw you, I thought, my goodness, he's got a head. You're a handbreaker, and also the head looks like it's hard too. So
yeah,
I hope I don't break my hands on your head.
Yeah, I looked at his hands, and the first thing I told my trainer, those set of hands don't even look like they belong on his body. I mean, he has some massive hands. I mean, that's why I feel he's a knockout puncher. His record speaks for itself. But like I said, you got the 2 best cruiserweights in the world right now. And like I said, man, I'm a winner. I've been a winner all my career. And that's all I know how to do is win. And I know he's a proud champion. And we're just going to put it all on the line for you all July 20th. And like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. I just commentated what they so-called the fight of the year, but it didn't live up to the billing. And I think when you look at styles make fights. And you're looking at a classic boxer, puncher, counter-puncher going against a very aggressive, strong fighter. He's going to be there. His style ain't going to change. My style ain't going to change. And that's a recipe for fireworks. So that's what I'm excited about. And this is possibly the fight of the year type fight that we're bringing to Australia.
Yes, in all the boxing fights I've ever had to prepare fighters, this is probably the hardest one and probably the most worrying one as a trainer, because the skill level of Antonio Tarver and the class of opponents, he's been in with the best in the world. So you know he's not going to be intimidated. He's felt the power before, he's felt the rushes, he's felt the skill. So, you know, I've got my hat off to Antonio for what he's achieved, but on my side of the fence, it's the hardest work I've ever had to do, and we've put 2 or 3 game plans together because I think he's experienced enough to, if we start getting on top in one, he'll change his tactics. He's been round enough, so, you know, probably 3 or 4 fights in one we're looking at fighting, so been a lot of work on the drawing board, mate.
And this, Antonio's also a south, which makes it a little bit trickier.
Well, bar Mundine, Danny's 2 losses were to Bayer, as people know, that was a southpaw, and he had a lot of trouble trying to get in and beating Bayer, and Bayer was only a super middleweight and nowhere near the size of this bloke. So on top of, you know, everything else I just mentioned, that the southpaw factor is a huge advantage for Danny to get in and hit him clean, those trademark clean blows that Danny's renowned for and hurting and intimidating fighters. You know, he got away with it against Stripe Drews, but this bloke here's, you know, higher level than anyone that, you know, Danny's been up there with Roy Jones. We got him out of there early, our game plan worked good. I think this one will be a fair bit harder. He's not going to take Danny lightly, especially maybe as lightly as Roy Jones made the mistake of taking Danny. So after that, I'm sure Antonio's looked at every little thing, and as you see here, they're both showing each other the respect that they both deserve. So it's going to be a really hard fight for us to work out.